welcome, podcast listeners. It is episode number 244 of the Fred Talk podcast. You are here with your host. I'm going to slow down a little bit here because we've got a bit of a bit of an announcement. You are here with your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. That is me. You are also joined by Mr. Matt Quine. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Woo! And it is the second time this week that we are podcasting. But for you listeners, this will be next week. So what's going on? All of the planets of holiday have aligned. Planet Holiday has aligned for both me and Matt, which means that we are going to be away for the whole of next week. So last week we recorded 2. Woohoo. It does mean that we're a little bit short on what we've been up to this week, because actually there's been 3 days between this podcast and our last podcast. So not a fat fucking lot's happened. Well,
no, not
I assume so. Matt, what you been up to?
Well, I've not done that much. Today, as we record, so 2 weeks ago, basically, Bushy's finally announced that they are putting their festival stage up this year. Now, they haven't announced the lineup.
Yes.
So I can neither confirm nor deny at the time of recording whether I am on that lineup. But Bushy's is back for its 25th anniversary. And I'm just, it's getting me really hyped for TT, which is, Jesus Christ, it's less than 2 months away. So we're probably 8 weeks away from, gig time. And we have got gigs lined up in that week, but I can't confirm whether or not we are one of the acts that's on the Bushy's stage. But what I can do is just say I'm so fucking hyped for Bushy's, because this year, instead of so normally what they do is 2 bands a night for the entire fortnight, which works out like 28 bands.
Yeah. This
year, there's a total of 43 bands on. Ooh. They're doing minimum 3 a night, so you've got kind of music on from 6:30, 7 o'clock, rather than the first act going on at 8 and the last act finishing at 10 or whatever. So we've got a lot more music, and just I think people are just kind of all trying to get in the spirit of TT, because we've missed out on it for 2 years, and everybody just kind of wants to get involved.
Yeah, it's like the kind of music venue equivalent of edging, isn't it? For the last 3 years, you've been on that precipice and just not been able to. And at the moment, like, Bushies are going, here you go, have it.
Yeah, and it's just, we're so happy. Like, I assume the announcement was made today because they got their license for the tent, so they've got an alcohol license now. So
get in.
We know that they definitely have not only have they got the plot of land, but they've also got the ability to sell some alcohol there, which is kind of key.
Yeah, that's the difference between an okay gig and a great gig, isn't it?
Yeah, but so I'm really looking forward to that. There's some big things planned, and it's going to be interesting this year, because there's I mentioned that the Darkness are coming over. Yeah. They're playing another outdoor area that's never had a stage before, but it seems to be, or what's been announced so far is exclusively like proper UK or worldwide acts. I mean, we've had Noel Rogers, who might come up later in the thing. He's coming over. The only person from The Voice UK that has ever had a #1 single, Becky Hill, maybe Becky something. She's on the stage. Jessie J, who did that song, she's coming over.
Cash Money or something.
Yeah.
Price Tag, that's it.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, she's coming over. Primal Scream are the other one that's been announced so far. Now, there was an April Fool's, because I'm touching wood for the Isle of Man listeners, who is basically probably me, but so we don't say rat over here unless we're touching wood. We say longtail.
Yeah.
And there was an April Fool of the Boomtown longtails are coming over. Yeah. So I'm assuming it's an April Fool, but we're 7 days after that and it's still on the website.
Oh, okay.
But they're down as the Boomtown Longtails, but it's all of the rest of them literally got announced and the tickets went on sale straight away. Tickets aren't on sale for that one, so I'm assuming it's just an April Fool that they've forgotten to take off the website, but I'm not sure.
It's the Isle of Man's premium Boomtown Rats cover band.
Tribute act. I mean, to be fair, the photo behind it is the original lineup of the Boomtown Rats.
So. There you go.
Yeah, but we'll see. But yeah, so it looks like that stage has got UK acts with a local non-covers bands, so like local original artists supporting, which is a really nice touch.
Cool.
And they're kind of trying to find local artists to do the support slot, which is it's good that they're picking on people who are doing their own music. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to support the Darkness, but I'm not trying to I'm not writing my own stuff, and I think it's great that they're showcasing some original music rather than kind of just picking up the big bands and saying, can you fill in these slots? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I've got tickets for the Darkness. I would have bought tickets to Nile Rodgers if they weren't twice the price of the tickets for the Darkness, but
yeah,
I'm not. I mean, bearing in mind that it's an outdoor stage, I can go stand around a corner and listen if I really want to.
Yeah, save that money, buy a pedal.
Yeah, I mean, for like those of you that want to know, it's a proper Fret Talk price. It's £69 a ticket.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm not sure I can justify that for the 2 songs by Chic that I know.
That's it, and he might get lucky as well. You might get a bit of that.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm well enough in money at the time and there's still tickets going, then I might pick them up closer to the time. But for now, I've bought tickets for the Darkness, and that'll do me for now for the acts that have been. They're still saying that there's more to come, but they've only got one more slot on their website of the coming soon, despite the fact that it's a stage that's up for 14 days, and I think they've got 6 or 7 acts announced. So I don't know what they're going to do with the stage on the other nights, but
maybe this is the time that we offer our services and say live Fret Talk.
I mean, I'm up for it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'd do that.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not sure anyone would want to listen, but
yeah. What's our audience like on the Isle of Man? Well, I can tell you exactly. It's 1% of our listenership. And I think
so it's me and occasionally Lorcan who listens.
Yeah, I think it's that. Yeah. Don't think we'd quite get the the Darkness or Chic levels of ticket sales there.
Yeah, probably not.
But hey, it's always there. The offer is always there if they are listening.
Absolutely.
Which they are not. We know this. The analytics say that they are not. There was also something that cropped up on my Facebook today as well, actually, which involves yourself and your local community. There was mention of a guitar shop coming to the island.
Yes. So somebody announced on one of the local forums today, they're looking to set up what's going to be an online retailer where they will offer next day delivery, and also so that the online store they're hoping to set up within 3 months, and then hopefully by the end of August they're going to have an actual location. And the first thing that they've done, the way they've announced this, they've literally set up a Survey Monkey and said, "What do you want to see from this?" Which is such a breath of fresh air. The last guitar store we had did not listen to their customers at all, and that's why it failed.
Yeah.
And I say guitar store. It was a music shop in kind of the loose end. You had like pianos and keyboards and brass and drums and all sorts, and that's absolutely fine. But what the last store did, and I may have slightly hinted to this with my response, was they would always be missing some of the basics.
Yeah.
And whenever you mention it to them, I've just ordered that. That'll be here on Monday. And then you go back in next week. The order's delayed. It'll be here on Wednesday. And then you go back in on Wednesday. And there's been a problem. And and it's simple things like 9 to 42 gauge strings, or a patch cable, or an instrument cable that's 10 foot long.
Yeah.
Like just lacking in those things. And
that's your bread and butter as a guitar store. That is surely
as any music store. If you haven't got picks in stock, strings in stock, instrument cables, XLRs. If you haven't got those things to hand, what's the point of me? Why am I not going on Amazon or going on GAC's website or Anderton's or Gear for Music? Why would I choose to shop local if I can't get the basics?
Yeah, because I mean the reason you would shop local is to support them, and if you're paying like that little bit more, you'd like, well, at least I'm like propping up this store by giving them my business, and I can get it there and then. But if you're not getting that, then you're like, well, my option is the bigger shops.
Yeah, and I've actually literally I shared the post and I'd commented below, and I've actually literally in the last 5 minutes had a response from the person who's setting up the store, saying that she agrees with the comments that I've added, and said that their focus wants to be on stocking the essentials, but also supporting the education market. So like having tutor books in there. They're going to have an area for rehearsals in there as well, which I think is a really good step. Of we don't have that many rehearsal spaces on the Isle of Man, and most of them are focused on the other side of the island. So this is in Peel, which is the opposite side to Douglas. And I don't know of any. I think there was one rehearsal space that I don't even know whether it still exists anymore. So to have another rehearsal space that's not kind of in the central town is a really good idea.
Yeah.
And the other thing that they've said that they're looking into is amp repair. And I am so hyped, because if they can get that sort of, because I said, look, even if it's a case of, you work with somebody in the UK and you can get discounted shipping rates.
Yeah.
Because shipping a valve amp is not cheap.
Yeah,
especially on and off an island. Like where everything goes up in price 40-50% when you're shipping it, because it's got to go either on a boat or on a plane.
Yeah.
And yeah, they like if they look into getting that. I mean, I'm in two bands, both of whom have had PA problems in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
And I've got a graveyard of amps in my bedroom where like it's a pain in the ass for me to put the van on the boat. And if I put the van on the boat and the guy can't fix it within 48 hours of me dropping it off, the chances are I'll be coming home and then I can't collect it. So like it's really inconvenient. But if there's a service over here, I will happily support the shop just to keep that service in.
Yeah,
like
totally.
if it costs me an extra £2 for a set of strings, but it means that if my amp blows up, I've got somewhere to take it that isn't a boat. Like, so yeah, like I'm really, really excited about this, because if they can make it a viable business over here, which they should be able to, there's plenty of musicians over here. So I think if they get the kind of thing right, because what they've said is, look, we're not going to open 9 to 5 Monday to Saturday, because that's pointless.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all. Yeah,
we're a small island, so they've asked like what kind of opening times would encourage you to come and visit. Like when would you be most likely to visit? Would be during the day in the week, during the evening in the week, during the day on a Saturday, or during the day the evening on a Saturday, that kind of thing. And then they were just asking like, what are the basics? What are the kind of the essentials that you think a guitar store or a music store should stock? Yeah. And the fact that they're going and asking they basically posted it in the biggest music forum on the island. Was the first thing they did. That's how they announced it. And I just think that, posting this kind of survey and asking the people what they would want is the perfect way to do it. And I'm really encouraged by that.
Yeah, it's giving you all of those ticks, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're like from the get-go, they're listening to the market for it.
Yeah.
I would have thought something like 1 or 2 weeknights, and then like the majority of the weekend would be fantastic for like being able to pick up those essentials. Like if you have like a couple of weeknights, that's your emergency stop. Like maybe just like a couple of hours.
Yeah. I mean, like if I'm thinking about it, so we've got a record shop over here which stocks some guitar stuffs.
Yeah,
and they open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
And they're open for 4 days, and because it's in town, like you can go in your lunch hour on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they do strings, they do some cables, but it's a very limited kind of stock, because they're a vinyl shop at the end of the day. That's what their business is. But they've noticed that there's nowhere for you to buy the emergency essentials on the Isle of Man at the moment, so they kind of stock those. And I think there's a bookshop down south that started doing something similar, but it's literally plectrums, 3 different gauges of strings, and a couple of cables, and kind of that's literally all that's available on the island without you having to buy things in. So if this is going to be something that's dedicated to that can have a little bit of a wider variety of choice, if they could just go uncoated strings, coated strings, acoustic, nylon, it would just give you that kind of option. It just to have that again. Like it's so disappointing that we don't have that, but when we did, it didn't function as it should have done, and that kind of killed it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was sealing its own fate by pushing back the customers. It was oh, we'll do that next time. We'll do that next time, and not being proactive about it.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's all well and good that you're stocking a £4,000 Martin on the wall, but if I can't buy a set of £20, the £20 strings,
yeah.
I'd pay an extra £4 for a set of Elixir strings if I could just walk into the shop and give you a £20 note.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, it's a pain. It's a little bit over the top, but it means that I don't have to go online with Amazon, especially with the Elixir strings. Like, I don't have to have a look a little bit deeper and find out whether they're fakes or not. Like, it just, yeah, I would absolutely use a local store, and especially if they're going to offer the option of a 1-day delivery. If it's not an emergency,
yeah.
But I know that if I order it today, it'll be in the post today and sent out tomorrow, and it arrive at me tomorrow. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, that'd be wicked, wouldn't it? I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
I'd like just having a music shop again, and I don't even want them to stock like Fenders and Gibsons and guitars, and I could go out and try guitars again and to go out and try amps again. I'm not really fussed about that.
Yeah,
they're going to have a second-hand guitar section or second-hand instrument section, which would be again perfect because if you want to sell a guitar over here, you've got to do it on the buy and sell sites.
Yeah,
or you've got to do it on the the exchanges for the UK, and I don't particularly want to ship a guitar to the UK. But if I can go somewhere and say you can take a 10% cut if you can sell that, then it takes all of the hassle away from me. So again, why wouldn't you take advantage of it?
Yeah, and it makes everything safer as well, doesn't it? Because like you really don't know who you're gonna be meeting when you see like an advert on a marketplace. Not that I've ever had any bad experiences, but there's no safety there unless you decide that you've got to meet in a like a public place.
But then if you're selling a guitar and you're meeting in a public place, how do you try the guitar? How does the person buying it try it out if they want to?
Oh, I've done that before. I've met at a service station and like pulled the guitar out and strummed a couple of chords and went, yeah, that'll do. But it's not ideal. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and like I mean, I used the second-hand section in there a couple of times in the old guitar shop or the music shop that we had, and I would use it for both buying and selling if it came to it. It just, like I say, it just takes out so much of the hassle. You don't have to think about things, and you'd have to arrange time where both of you are free, and yeah, awesome. Yeah. If it comes to fruition, I'll be absolutely over the moon.
Indeed. Yeah, I'm excited about that as well because I know that. I remember when you were saying about your old guitar shop and you were it was always followed by a sigh. It's like, it is there, but yeah. Whereas this seems like something to be genuinely excited about.
Yeah, and it seems like it's somebody who cares about music and who cares about the fact that we haven't got this, that wants to make it a viable business. So, and they're not just kind of going through the motion, which is definitely what it felt like with the old store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from everything you told me about it, it was definitely that.
Yeah, and I think the old one was somebody inherited it from somebody else, and yeah, it had a good reputation, and that disappeared over time.
Yeah, it was started by someone with genuine passion and love for it, and then it became a burden to someone else.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm having to do this again. So we usually do a lukewarm hot take after what we've been up to, because I've got nothing. I'll be honest. Between last week and this, I pulled out my my Gibson Midtown and played along with that Santana tune because it was one of the ones that I've got to do for band practice. But there's really not much to say there. It sounds like a Gibson, plays fine. I still remember about as much of that song as I remembered before. So
it's all noodly bits anyway, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I was trying to get some of the licks quite close, and I remembered more of the solo than I thought I did. So that to me is an absolute win.
Yeah.
So I've nailed that one. I don't need to practice that one again ever. But yeah, we usually do our lukewarm hot takes at this point. But for this week, we're gonna freeze it. We're gonna put it on hold until next week because what we usually do is we wrap up what happened last week and we do a little round, like a catch up. But it hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, you guys don't know what the lukewarm hot take from last week was yet. I mean, you do now, but now you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, you do. No, you don't. What? Yeah, upon recording of this podcast, it hasn't been released, so we can't say who won. Although I think Josh is he's going to struggle this week.
I think he might do.
Yeah, poor lad.
Like, don't get me wrong. Actually, I think it like if you need I think like the things that are against it are it's too versatile and also it's 100 watts.
Yeah.
Who needs that?
It's a bit like a Messer, isn't it?
Yeah.
But in a Marshall.
Yeah.
And like Messers do a thing. Like the dual rec and the triple rec definitely do a thing. But what do they really do? They do like one or two sounds and no one bothers with the rest of the sounds that they can do.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much that. But we'll see. We could be proven absolutely wrong, and our podcast group could be full of JVM fanboys. So
yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck, Josh. This week might be your week. Spoilers, it won't be, but we'll see. So we got no hot take, but we have got an abundance of news. We're going to start it off with. I don't really want to start it off with this, but we shall. Acorn Amps are a company, so I hear. They've released a pedal, what is also an amplifier, a flamp, if you will, that is called the Solid State. So this is based on the recorded tones of Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age, because he pretty much exclusively uses, I believe he uses a pair of them, but this is just one, I guess, a PV Decade.
Yes, because we've all heard of those.
Yeah, I mean, I know of PV amps. I've seen the Bandits. I don't agree with it. Like people say the Bandits are the best solid state. I think they're a hybrid actually. I think they've got like a valve preamp. But I've played PV Bandits and just they're not good.
Yeah. I mean, I've not played a PV Bandit, but I've heard PV Bandits and never really been like, oh, that's a wonderful sound that is.
No, I mean it's better than what was around at the time. It was better than like the Marshall MG. It's probably about the same as the Spider Mark III, I think would be around that time. Mark II, Mark III. They were fine. Like they were more dynamic than those. They were less digital sounding because they were actual solid state circuits. But they weren't like if you could get a better amp, you would. And now people have got these rose tinted glasses on them, thinking that they were the be all and end all, whereas they weren't. They were just a better stopgap than the other ones. It's like heralding your first ever Squier guitar as the best guitar ever made. Go, really
Probably
wasn't.
Not though.
Yeah, I mean it was good. It might have been better than the Encore that you could have bought, or whatever other bullshit guitar that you could afford at that point. But it's not the best thing in the world. Once you could afford something a little bit better, you did, and then you played that, and you forgot about the Squier. So yeah, the PV Decade, I assume, is something very similar. We didn't really get them too much over here, I think. PV,
I'd never heard of them.
Yeah, PV are not a particularly big brand over here.
No,
like the big hitters, like the Delta and the Classic, the Valve King as well. They've permeated through.
Yeah, but those ones are basically just a cheaper version of Fender amps, aren't they? Like that's what they're purporting to be.
Yeah, like the Delta and the Classic are the Valve King. I've not a clue what that's.
Yeah, but I mean, like I think basically the Delta and the Classic kind of became a thing over here because it was get the Fender sound on a budget.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
once PV kind of had the market, then people were thinking. I mean, they're legitimately good sounding amps.
Yeah,
For the price, absolutely for the price point. I'm not sure there's much around that's as good as a Classic 30.
I mean, I still use one live, and I've had the opportunity to buy the Fender equivalents like the Hot Rod Deluxe and the Blues Deluxe. I didn't want them because the gain channel on the PV was better sounding than the Fender ones.
Yeah.
And I bought it for like 250 quid, whereas I'd be paying upwards of about at least 500, if not more, for a second hand hot rod.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think that's kind of where like PVR for us. I mean, I wasn't even aware until I started listening to podcasts that PV had made guitars in the past, and I don't know whether that's a thing in the States as well. But like to me, PV are the company that make those tweed clones.
yeah, yeah. I had the good fortune of playing a few PV guitars, and in fact, I used to play a PV bass in one of my first bands because it was the bass that the guy who run the band had, and I weren't a bass player. And I've got a PV bass as well, actually.
Okay.
But I also had a PV. It looked like the EVH Wolfgang, and I had a PV version of that at one point. I don't know where that went. But
it's just not there anymore.
No. I'm sure I'd like left it at one of my friends' houses, and then it just stayed there. So they have a PV Wolfgang now. But it was fine. It had a Floyd Rose, but it was a cheap Floyd Rose, so it didn't stay in tune very well.
Yeah.
It had cheap ceramic humbuckers, and it looked it looked all right. It was like a sparkle candy apple red kind of finish. But it obviously weren't that important to me that I felt that I had to track it back down. So
yeah,
there you go. But yeah, these PV Decade amps are the queens of the Stone Age sound. This pedal has got two controls. It's got like an on-off kind of deal, and then it's got a second foot switch which goes between your normal mode and your saturation mode, which I assume is your clean-ish and your gain channel.
I imagine it's more crunch and oversaturated, like oversaturated solid state practice amp.
Yeah. Like fart in a box. So it's got 5 controls. It's got your 3-band EQ, low, mids, and high. It's also got pre and post gain. So as per normal amplifiers, it's got gain and volume, I assume.
Yeah, pre is going to be your what would be gain on the cheap practice amp, and post is what's going to be volume.
Or tweak and tweeze and beef if it's a really, really cheap practice amp. Giving you a shout out to all those BB Blaster amp players out there.
I mean, I was looking at my first guitar was a Ibanez Geo, and it came with a 10-watt practice amp from Ibanez, and they were labeled bass, middle, treble, volume, and gain. And I didn't even have that stupid little push button that some of the other brands had.
Oh, so it was just like one channel, but then
yeah,
you can
you turn the gain down and the volume up to get lots and lots of
headroom.
Clean volume, and you swap them around when you wanted lots and lots of gain.
You turn it all up if you want to piss off someone who lives with you.
No comment.
Yeah. We've all been there, Matt. We've all been there. So I guess like it's a 10-watt preamp. It's 18 volt in. It's $299. So it's quite a lot of money.
It's a lot of money to sound like a cheap practice amp.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
probably buy one of the amps for that,
was
couldn't
going
you?
to say, is that more expensive than one of the amps?
Probably, but you've got the convenience of being able to put it in front of a good amp and switch it
Yes, and
off.
I was going to say, you've got like, and the other thing you've got in here is you can run it as an amp or you can run it as a pedal.
Mm.
So I assume you can just make it a drive pedal because you can either output it to a normal, like a pedal board, or you can output it to a speaker, and you can change between the two or blend them.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Well, probably not. But it kind of it sparked me off thinking, like, we clearly don't care about the Queens of the Stone Age sound. However,
I mean, to me, the Queens of the Stone Age sound is the last time Dave Grohl sounded great behind a drum kit.
yeah,
For that album, and that's all really like. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed that album when I was 17. I probably haven't listened to it in about 5 years, but the thing that sticks in my head is the drumming because Dave Grohl just sounded fucking incredible doing that kind of music. But if you make me think about the guitar tone, it takes me a while, and then I think,
yeah, the fact that it's not like the thing that's in the forefront of your mind would suggest that it's not the best thing about that band. So, yeah. So, if we flip it on its head, if you were to get a stomp, like a floor amp that made the sound of a classic album or a classic guitar player, which would it be?
Well, I mean, I already have it because if you remember right back to the first time I tried the Messiah, and I said that it made me put a plectrum down and play Brothers in Arms and just play along with half the album, and like to me, that's what that pedal like on the normal mode, not the high gain mode.
Yeah.
Just it like I don't know whether it was because I plugged a Les Paul into it and I just happened to not have a pick in my hand the first time I plugged it in, but like the first things that I was doing, and this was even into my my audio software running Wall of Sound, but like it just like that gave me that kind of feeling, and I just spent an hour and a half playing along to Dire Straits stuff, and then found some of the other sounds within it. But I guess if I had to like create a new one, or if I had to pick an album that I'd want to sound like, I'm really going to struggle now. But a lot of the times, I'm more of a fan of the way the guitar is in the mix rather than the actual guitar. Like, I really like the way that Dave Gilmour sounds in Pink Floyd, but I think actually it sounds pretty shit if you take it out. So,
yeah, I mean, he's used a variety of pedals, hasn't he? But like some of the kind of big soaring leads are like a big muff.
yeah.
And I don't know if you're anything like me, but when you like play a big muff, I'm always underwhelmed. It's like it's kind of the halfway house between like a big gainy distortion and fuzz, and I'm like, like I'd much prefer a Rat. A Rat does what the muff, like in the muff kind of territory, but better. I think it's less scooped and it's slightly more for me.
Yeah, I totally get that. I don't know. Have you got an album in mind for yourself?
I would love to sound like Billy Gibbons. I'll be honest. Any ZZ Top. I think the ZZ Top's first album, which is the actual title of the album.
Yeah.
I would like to sound like that, but that's just Gibson Les Paul into I think they used like cranked tweed amps back then. So that's pretty simple. There's plenty of like tweed amp emulators. I think the Preacher actually does a pretty good job of that. Again by Cheftone, and if you crank the bass control on it, well, I think it's the voice on that, but it's basically like an active bass control. If you crank that and then dip the tone down a little bit, you get slightly later ZZ Top where it's a bit saturated, fuzzy, like combo amp crap in itself kind of tone. And as much as I don't reach for that tone day by day, when you do plug into a tone like that, every so often it just puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, and like I suppose in that kind of vein, I was just trying to think of probably like I don't really have a favorite guitar tone. Like I like a lot of different tones on a lot of different albums. I guess the one that I gravitate towards playing when I'm just playing around a lot is the kind of AC/DC kind of cranked Marshall, but not cranked in terms of gain, just kind of like that very, very open sound of like the Highway to Hell album, the Back in Black, which is very similar kind of guitar sounds and just really loud Marshall, really like humbuckers pushing them as hard as they'll go. But like you haven't got gain whacked up or anything. You've just got that compression of just having so much noise going through the speakers.
Yeah, and it is that, isn't it? It's you kind of back off the gain as to where you think it should be, and like back off a little bit, but really down that volume because all the compression is coming from the speakers not being able to deal with the full output of the amp.
Yeah,
and you're getting that nice kind of rich mid range without any of the fizzy top.
Yeah, and I would guess that that's probably the sound that I'd want in a pedal, and how you would emulate that in a pedal. I'm pretty sure people have been after that kind of like loud amp kind of gain ever since people have moved away from using those 100-watt amps, and it's the reason why those big bands still gig with 100-watt amps, because like if they really wanted to, they could use a Helix, but there's a reason they don't use a Helix, or a Kemper.
Oh yeah. Look, big loud trouser flappy noise is glorious. It's a glorious thing to behold. I put the same question up on my Instagram maybe today or might have been yesterday. And John Boy said he would like Jimmy Page's tone from the early Zepp albums, and he accredited that to the Supro sound, and having that kind of early Jimmy Page cranked Supro combo amp.
Totally get that.
Yeah, and then he went on to mention having some Fender amp with the vibe channel and the spring reverb also built in, which would be quite nice. I think there are pedals out there that aim towards that, though, aren't there?
Yeah. I mean, like, there's pedals certainly that are going towards that. I mean, the other sound that I was thinking of. So I thought about Led Zeppelin from some of their early albums because I think that's quite good. And there's quite a lot of people that talk about Clapton's Woman tone from some of the Cream stuff and just before.
Yeah.
And
Clapton's like tracing paper on a speaker tone. I'd love to get that. I think it's just a fuzz in front of a Marshall, I'll be honest.
And you roll the tone control off, don't you?
Possibly. Like the tone for like Strange Brew. It's not particularly rolled off, but it sounds exactly like, to my ear, it sounds like someone's put a big old cone of tracing paper in front of the speaker cone and just recorded that.
Yeah.
It's like delightfully shit. But
yeah, I mean, that's, you see that I don't actually mind that tone. Like,
yeah,
and like Santana, I know we discussed that actually Santana doesn't use oversaturated gain anywhere near as much as you think he does, but like that kind of thing always puts a smile on my face. If I throw all of the gain that I possibly can at something, roll the tone control off, and then just play Santana licks, puts a smile on my face.
There you go. So, in fact, what we've come to the conclusion here is you don't need a specific floor amp to do the job. You just need to get in the ballpark and roll the tone off, and then happy days.
I don't know why, but no tone. Like, but for somebody who hates the tone control, no tone makes me smile like every now and again.
It gets rid of all of the kind of the harshness of a guitar tone, like the transients of the pick and whatnot. All of the things that, if you don't do it perfectly spot on, can make you sound shit.
Yeah.
So you can just get rid of all of them. And
it
then,
doesn't matter. You can play it as shitly as you want, and you still get the end product.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Right, we'll move on to our next bit of news, which is it's hot off the press. This one, it won't be by the time that this is released, but it's hot off the press today. Harley Benton, our favourite news cash cow, Harley Benton. They're at it again.
The new EHX, they are.
They are. We haven't heard from EHX in a while. We should check back in with them, see if everything's okay. But Harley Benton, the gift that keep on giving, have gone and done it again. They've ripped off yet another classic body shape. So they've gone for the Moswrong this time. The kind of the iconic Ramones guitar, and I think Kurt Cobain used one at some point. Didn't he use it in Heart-Shaped Box video, or was that something completely different?
You're asking me too much now. The Heart-Shaped Box video I remember being incredibly weird. That's about it. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a Moswrong instead of a normal guitar on there.
Yeah, but it weren't the only weird thing, so it's kind of offset by everything else. So yeah, just to kind of describe the Moswrong shape, for anyone who's like drawing a bit of a blank, it's a little bit kind of Strat meets Les Paul, I guess.
It's upside down Strat though, isn't it? Because isn't the bottom horn longer than the front, or is that just because the rest of it's wonky that I think that?
Yeah, possibly. But he's got two horns. It's not a single cut, but it's also got a fat butt at the bottom.
Yeah.
But it's got this weird kind of bezel top as well, hasn't it? It's like almost like two layers of body. So it's got like the normal body shape, and then where you'd perhaps see binding, it's got like another kind of inch of body.
Yeah.
Which makes it like really weird and unique and quite cool. But yeah, so they've done the MR series, they've done the MR Classic and the MR Modern. So the MR Classic is a basswood body, maple neck, roasted Jatoba fretboard. I don't know why the Jatoba is roasted, but there you go. It looks all right. 12-inch radius modern C profile, I think it was. Neck. So kind of what you'd expect from it. Chances are it'll probably play better than a normal Moswrong because they were absolute dogs.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know about the Moswrongs is even the Ramones couldn't get them to like stick around for very long. They didn't play them for very long, did they? It kind of was like in the corner within about 5 minutes of the start.
Just to kind of, the Moswrong's here. We've played a song. Yeah. Okay, let's get the real guitars in.
Get it over there, because even like it's so out of tune that even we can't use it.
Yeah, and yeah, if the Ramones are complaining, my gosh. So it would appear that they've kind of fixed that. I'd assume they're not going to be as terrible. You should be able to get a kind of similar tone out of it, because basswood's quite a neutral tone, and I assume the Moswrongs were made out of like cardboard or something, just whatever was available.
Whatever they found in the shop.
Yeah, balsa wood. So it's probably not going to be the most kind of tonal imprinting wood. So we got that. We've got the modern kind of ups it a bit. So it's now got an ebony board rather than the roasted Jatoba. It's got a Wilkinson VS50 2-point tremolo system, which they look really cool. They're like the really slimline tremolo systems with like the individual saddles. like the quite long, chunky saddles. It looks really well made. They've also got stainless steel frets on this one as well. So
Definite improvement.
Trayvon, yeah. So some would say like a vast improvement over the Moswrights. So the classics are let me just check. 259, I think it was 249 euros.
No, €209.
What?
The classics.
209 euros.
Sorry, £209. Sorry, I'm thinking in sterling.
Okay,
Apologies.
tell me in sterling because we'll keep that as a. I've only got these in euros. So
yeah, so I've got the classics 209 unless you want. There was one of them that was 222, and I can't find it now. Oh, maybe that was in a different currency. Yeah, they're all. So the classics are 209, and the moderns are 293. So 200 and 300.
Yeah, I mean that seems like a fair price for that kind of.
And the classics have got P90s, and the modern ones have got humbuckers.
Yeah, they've got P90 sized humbuckers, haven't they? But they like weirdly they're both not Roswell pickups. They're both Art Tech.
They're just P90s in the classics, or at least the one I've got here. They're actual P90s. They're not humbuckers. Oh, do you mean them?
Yeah, the modern.
Sorry,
yeah, the moderns.
The moderns have got P90.
Yeah, it's a P90. Yeah, which means that if you do want to replace, like,
it limits your options.
Well, I mean, it means that you're going to replace like for like, so that you can get a P90 in there if you wanted the P90, but also wanted all of the modern accoutrements.
Yeah,
because chances are that's the thing that you'd change out of it. Because if it's got a Wilkinson trem system, that's probably going to be all right. It's probably going to have decent tuners. It's got stainless steel frets, and like if you wanted that P90 sound, then you could upgrade it to like some Duncans or something, and it end up being quite a solid guitar then. Because I don't mean to shit on Artec, but who?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking through it, and it's like, it's Wilkinson hardware all over, including Wilkinson locking tuners. And at that point, like, what you're going to change is probably the pickups.
Yeah,
from, like you say, Artec. Yes, I've heard of them before.
To be fair,
it's the ACH 90 Alnico 5 humbuckers.
I remember Axis Aura selling some Artec humbuckers, and they tend to curate their kind of cheap parts quite well. But,
okay, so there's a possibility that we've got some, fairly decent pickups there, but I mean, I guess, like, if you're spending this kind of money on a guitar, you've got the option to go, I don't particularly like it enough, and to find something that you do like. So, I mean, you've saved a lot of money, so you can go away and spend that on, pickups, or if you decide that you want to change something else, then crack on.
Indeed. So this is the question then, I suppose. Harley Benton have shamelessly ripped off so many body shapes and so many different guitars from past and present. What is a guitar shape that we would like to see emulated in the Harley Benton lineup that hasn't been already? Well, that we, to our knowledge, hasn't been already, because who knows by this point.
I mean, for anybody that listened to our Gear of the Year podcast, they're probably not going to be surprised that I'm saying this, but the Jag Stang in that kind of formation in with those type of pickups, rather than, because I think they do a Mustang or a Jaguar kind of shape, but they kind of stick to whatever Fender was putting in those kind of guitars. But if they did a like Kurt Cobain Jag Stang style Jag Stang, I'd be all over that for a Harley Benton one.
Yeah, and they have done stuff like that before, where they've done the exact Prince Telecaster.
Yeah, that was the thing that I was thinking about. You remember that? Yeah, they even put the leopard print fucking.
No, they did. I think for me, it would be a Dan Electro double cut, the old Jimmy Page DC.
Yeah. DC-59, is it?
That's the one. Yeah, because I had one, I sold it, and when I bought it, it was like 160 quid. So it was really, really cheap. And I sold it for about 90 quid, I think. And ever since, they're like 400 quid on the used market.
Climbing. They keep climbing.
If you want to buy one new, they're about 600 quid. And I'm like, I know that guitar is not worth that. It was so much fun. And I loved it to bits. And I sold it and I shouldn't have. But it is definitely not worth that.
Yeah, it's not a 600 quid guitar. Like,
yeah.
I see those and I think out of tune. That's the first thing that comes to my head when I see one of those DC-59s is out of tune. And I know you could tune them, and I know they stayed in tune for at least as long as the song Kashmir. But
I mean, yeah. I mean, my one even had an aluminium nut on it as well, which was just asking for trouble.
Was that how they came stock?
That's how they came stock. Yeah,
they had aluminium nuts.
Yep.
That's a bit weird.
Well, like the original ones had aluminium nuts and a rosewood bridge, didn't it?
Oh shit! Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
This one at least had like a 6 saddle. It was like it weren't floating, but it was secured at 3 points, but it was floating from the guitar body. It weren't like like screwed directly onto the guitar body. It was up by about, I don't know, half an inch from the body.
It's just what you wanted. Yes, exactly what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a similar kind of principle to like the stop tail bridges, because they don't sit directly on the body. But it was just a bit weird. But it was all those quirky bits to it that made it quite interesting. Oh, and the fact that when you bent the strings, sometimes you'd hear the creak of the aluminium nut.
Nut, yeah.
You could hear it creaking behind it. Oh, it was something else, that was. But if Harley Benton did like a Dano style guitar, oh, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy. I don't think they'd be able to get away with it. But
I was going to say I think that's I mean, I don't know. I guess most of what they're doing at the moment is either because the Taylor one is a direct rip off of a guitar that still exists. So why can't they just do a DC-59?
Yeah, they moved the pickup just ever so slightly.
Just do a DC-59, and instead of putting the fucking lipstick pickups in it, put Telecaster neck pickups.
Oh no, it has to be those weird.
But just drill the holes wide enough that somebody can get a lipstick for it.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, if they wanted to move the position of the pickups, because the DC has a bridge pickup and then kind of a middle pickup. Yeah, it's definitely not a neck pickup. I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they want to do your signature one, they can do the middle one and the neck one.
Oh, that'd be so good. Yeah, again, Harley Benton, hit me up. I'm not going to ask for much commission on this. I'm not going to ask for much, and it has to be in that weird, like matte finish midnight blue that I had my Dan Electro in. That can be my signature.
That's just weird. Why? That's just why is it not? Why wasn't it black and white? Why wasn't it black and white?
I bought 2, didn't I? I bought one for me. I bought one for Yeomans. And he had the black one because he's a massive Zepp head. And I went, you can have this one because I know you'd appreciate it more. And I had this weird blue colour one, and it was cool. I want that guitar back. Is I think the crux of this. So Harley Benton, make sure that happens, or whoever bought that guitar from me, sell it me back for 90 quid.
Give it back, will you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll buy it back for what you paid, but it ain't worth much more than 90 quid. I can tell you that. Or at least like give it me back for a week. Let me realise that I don't actually miss it. and then I'll complain in 10 years' time. So we've got
a solid plan.
It does, doesn't it? Right, we've got a little bit more news. KMA pedals, a pedal company that you didn't know existed until about 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd heard of them, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. We interviewed them a couple of guitar shows back, when they were releasing their phaser, which was like a big old chunky boy enclosure, and it was like the most phasery phaser that you ever did hear.
Okay.
Like super in depth. Had 3 controls. I can't remember what it was called, but I know they had. They have the worm. They have. I can see the pictures of like the pedals in my mind. I can't remember any of the names. But the like really kind of creepy graphics on them, which is really cool. They last month they redesigned the worm to the Worm 2 and made it into a smaller enclosure and like more pedalboard friendly. They've done exactly the same with their octave pedal, which I'm going to now butcher the name of, the Queequeg. The Queequeg.
Queequeg.
And this is now Queequeg squared. So it's gone top mount, so it will appease you, Matt.
Yeah, good. That's a positive, definitely.
Indeed. It's now added a sub octave to the octave effect. So rather than just being octave down, it's now octave and sub octave. And you've got a little mini toggle which allows you to switch between the 1 octave below, 2 octaves below, or both. And then it's basically just a 1 knob pedal, which is a mix. So to my mind, this springs to mind the like modified blue box that I've got, which is, I believe it's like a Jed's Peds one, which has basically got the same, but also with one of the controls being a fuzz that I don't particularly get on with. So it's doing that without tethering you to a bad fuzz.
So is this one of those passive octaves, or is this like, the one that you have to put after a pet, like the old style octaves where you have to plug it in after one of the fuzzers and turn the fuzz on at the same time?
Yeah, no, it's not one of those because it's powered.
Oh, right, okay. So you could have literally a clean signal going into this and nothing more.
Yeah. Oh, it'd sound like ass, but
no, don't get me wrong. I know that's not what it's designed for, but I always like those passive ones. Just put me off.
Put you off playing guitar ever again.
I don't think I'd put one on a pedal board, because what happens if I accidentally try and put it on without the thing in front of it?
I think it just don't work.
But does it call your signal?
No. It just allows you signal through it, because I think it works on the principle of like dividing the harmonics of your signal.
Okay.
But it only does that if it's receiving like a high impedance signal or something.
So if it gets a standard one, all it does is slow it down. So you just get a bit of lag.
Yeah, it's like you're playing through treacle. There was that the Octopussy, I think it was, or the Octopus with 2 S's, something like that. There was a company who did that. Who made the Octopus pedal?
I vaguely remember talking about it.
Yeah, there was. It's got no. I don't think it had a switch on it, or it might not. It might have had controls. It's got to have had a switch. I can't remember, but I was very tempted to buy one at one point, and they did the Octopus XL, which was a powered version of it.
Okay.
And it was in a weird hexagonal. No, octagonal.
It was that band that brand from Brighton.
It was.
Oh my god! And they did the fuzz pedal that that the guy from the Black Keys uses, and it was
The
called the
King Lion.
Fuzz. No, there was a King Fuzz, and then there was something else. And they did an Octopus and an Octopus Prime, which was the fuzz pedal built into the octave pedal. What was the?
Yes.
If I put Octopus pedal,
that's it. Go for it. We can do this.
Bigfoot engineering.
Yay! We got there. Bigfoot. Yeah. Sorry, people at Bigfoot. It's late. I mean, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, it had a foot switch and no control, no knob on it.
Yeah, because it
was a picture of a cat with 8 legs.
It was the
artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of weird, like Etcher cat, because the legs didn't all lead somewhere. Yeah, it's a really cool pedal. It's got like this weirdly kind of cult following to it. Like people know about it, and it's not particularly a massive company. So cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's along those same lines, but without being passive.
Okay.
Similar principle, but powered. It's 125 quid. So for an octave pedal, not too bad, I guess.
Yeah. And it's more of a boutique brand, or it's not the kind of like your standard mass produced off the shelf kind of thing, is it?
Yeah. And you'd be paying that for like a digital octave pedal, wouldn't you? Like a OC5. So
don't buy an OC5. I know Lee said they were awesome, but just listen to the videos. It sounds like a bad chorus pedal.
Oh man, I've yet to try one in real life, so I'm going to hold judgment.
I mean, I haven't tried one in real life, but the Boss promotional video put me off the OC5. The in-house Boss's own promotional video for it, and everybody was going mental for it. And maybe my brain is just broken, but I heard a bad chorus pedal when he turned that on, and I might be misremembering, but I remember saying that at the time, so I doubt I was misremembering like 2 days later. And I just remember that it sounded like it had split the waves and then detuned them rather than dropped them an octave.
Maybe it did. Who knows?
Yeah. Sorry, I know that wasn't the point of what you were saying.
Yeah, I think so. You got the option, haven't you? You can go for this analog version, or you can go for a bad chorus. Those are your choices.
Or you can go for a different digital option.
Yeah. There you go. We've got one final bit of news, because I don't think we're going to mention the Maxon, because it doesn't. There's no news there, really, is there? They've released the TS9 again, but in a different colour. As we alluded to a little bit earlier, Nile Rodgers is in the news this week. Nile Rodgers of Chic.
And nobody said that since about 1980.
Hey, he did that thing with Daft Punk. And if we look up how long ago that was, well, that was 40 years ago. Shit.
I reckon that was 2011.
Yeah, we're talking a good decade ago. This is, aren't we?
Daft Punk, Get Lucky. 2013. So it's less than 10 years ago.
It's pretty much a decade. Yeah, it's pretty much a decade. And I class that as new music. Fuck.
Yeah, that's definitely new music.
Yeah. It's not. It's a decade old.
Had this discussion. My partner's birthday is on Saturday, and I was in the records, because we've got a record player now. I was in the record store, and I was pulling out 10th anniversary edition, going, "Oh, this is a fairly recent album." And he's like, "You're literally holding a 10th anniversary edition of the album," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's modern though, isn't it?" And he went, "It's not modern anymore."
It's not what modern means,
but it is.
Yeah,
he's like, "That's literally, it says 10th anniversary edition in the top corner." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, but it's modern, isn't it?" And he's like, "No." And I kind of got into a discussion about it. Like, there is no modern. Like, if you want modern, you've got generic pop that sounds like all pop has for the last 30 years, or you've got stuff that doesn't sell, or you've got rap. Those are your three options.
Yeah. I mean, you've got like Ed Sheeran's new effort. I don't know what it is. Square root by this point, isn't it? Or
has he gone through all the like? Is he going to do an equals one where he just copies other people's music?
I think that's the one he's on now. Equals, because he's done.
Or
He's done all
does
of
he
the.
actually have one called equals?
I think so. He's done all of the standard ones, and that was probably 10 years ago by the time he did that. And then,
well, I know that he today didn't settle out of court, took someone to court, and somebody tried to take him to court for cloning their song, and he proved that it wasn't a clone, and that was settled today.
right.
He got away with it.
I mean, there's a lot of that going on, though, isn't there? There is a lot of that.
I mean, he's also had to pay out in the past where he has been caught taking bits from other. But this guy's so this is what gets me. The guy, whoever he is, he's a rapper from London who I'd never heard of, and his song is called "Oh Why," and he says "Oh why, oh why, oh why," and in one of Ed Sheeran's songs he says "Oh why, oh why, oh I," and he was kind of trying to claim that Ed Sheeran was copying him, and I just don't understand. Like,
it wasn't Shape of You, was it? That oh I, oh I, oh I, oh I.
Yeah. And he was taken to court over that, but Ed Sheeran won. But like, at this point, like, just stop with the copyright claims. I know you think that you're entitled to your music and whatever, but like, most of them are not like, unless somebody is sampling your music without your permission. I think we should just say, look, there's only so many notes in music. Let's just kind of leave it alone. I'm sick of hearing it now. Yeah,
it seems every other week there's a song being taken to court, and it's a lot of the time it is Ed Sheeran. It's the estate of this old artist is taking Ed Sheeran because he used the F chord. Like, no, he didn't use the F chord. He used an E chord and a capo.
And even if he did use an F chord, so does fucking everything. Just because you struggled to play it, you had to use the capo.
So we all went through that.
Move on, yeah.
Indeed. But Nile Rodgers, yeah. Who knew?
Yes, Nile Rodgers. Yes, so, he's coming to the Isle of Man, £69 a ticket. Nice.
He might even be using his signature Fender Strat.
Which is what we're here to talk about.
Indeed. Well, he's got the Hitmaker, hasn't he? He's got so his guitar is a 60s Strat. It's an Olympic white 60s Strat. But it happens to have a 59 neck. So I assume it was kind of the precipice between the two years, and they just had one neck and put it with one body, and it was not from the same production year. Yeah. So he's got the thing about 60 Strats, about the bodies, that they were slightly smaller and that their contours were more extreme. They would look a sharper contour. I'm down with that. I need more of a ambitious belly cut these days. So
yeah,
I'm okay with that.
The big thing for this, and we'll get on to the actual guitar that we're talking about, but I just wish it was the 60s again and Fender would just release Strats with a hardtail, because this was a hardtail Strat originally. This isn't something that's been slammed. This isn't something that's been like anybody's done mods to. This was a Fender branded guitar that was a Strat that didn't have a trem system. And I just wish we could get to that point again, but they just don't exist. Like, you've got is it Robert Cray signature?
It's time to get Cray.
Yeah, I think that's literally your only Fender branded option. I think one of the Squires came out with a hardtail. No, it wasn't. It was the Ibanez AZs.
Yeah, there you go. Which is a spiritual successor to the Strat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I completely agree. I would love to see some hardtail Strats all about this place. And Robert Cray, I absolutely love the guitar playing of Robert Cray, but he plays 13s. So No, thank you.
Yeah, and also his signature model is like two. I mean, I think his signature model is about the same price as this one that we're about to talk about.
Yeah, so I've got it at £2,390 on Toman. That's quite a price.
£2,299 on Guitar.
There you go. So you know where to shop if you want to get this one. It's largely unremarkable, isn't it? It's like, aside from the slightly different dimension body, it's got three
It's a
pickups.
bit white strap.
Yeah, it's got a maple neck. It's got 3 pickups. It's got a pickup selector. It's got 2 tone knobs and a volume.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
5-way selector, and there's a jack socket as well.
The jack socket's included. Bargain.
I mean, it's a Fender one, so it will be included for the entire time you have it.
Yeah. It is temporary. Oh dear. So, I mean, like the original guitar, the Hitmaker, has featured on like something like 500 million records sold across the career of it. So,
yeah,
it's pretty iconic. It's been like, so Nile Rodgers is part of Chic, so like all of the tracks with that. It's also been on a couple of Madonna tunes. It was on Let's Dance by David Bowie. The Get Lucky song by Daft Punk.
Yeah, that modern song.
Yeah, that recent decade-old Daft Punk song, who have since broken up. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at. Apparently, he was on a Lady Gaga track and a Christina Aguilera track.
nice.
So, like, he's done some modern songs as well.
I mean, you say modern. I think it's been 10 years since Lady Gaga's released anything that wasn't.
No, I'm going to click on Lady Gaga on Wikipedia and see what happens. When was her last album?
No, but like her last critically acclaimed album, like the last, because I remember the Fame Monster, I think, was one of them, and then Born This Way was another one.
Born This Way seems to be 2014.
Yeah, you see, this is a decade ago.
And then American Horror Story.
That was a TV show she was part of. And
she did a Super Bowl performance where she held a guitar, but clearly doesn't know how to play a guitar, because the photo that they've got on Wikipedia is her with her entire hand covering the fretboard whilst holding a guitar. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like, I don't actually think she's released much in the last 10 years. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And yeah. So she's not as modern as I thought she was.
No, she's an actress these days, isn't she?
And then who was the other one I mentioned? Christina Aguilera has probably not done anything in 20 years.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably fair.
2011 is her last album, by the looks of it.
So yeah, these modern artists. So I think from this.
So what I'm learning is I don't know anything about music anymore.
Yeah, we're out of the loop. We are that old man who shouts at the cloud. Because what we think is modern, we go, I remember that when that was released. That doesn't qualify it as being new music. That just means that we've been around a while.
Yeah, so like I was actually in work this week. We had one of these employee engagement things where the company tells you how what values they want to kind of have as a company, and we were asked to say something about us that other people in the room didn't know, and I've only been there for about 10 weeks. So I mentioned that I play in a band with another member of the company, because the bass player from the first band also works at that company.
Nice.
And then I thought about it, and I was like, I've been playing in a band with Mal for, 10 years. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been playing in a band for 10 years. Like, I'm so old.
Yeah, just don't mind me. I'm about to cry in the corner. Just I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What we think is modern music is music from when you started that band.
Nile Rodgers probably hasn't played anything that recent.
Indeed. Yeah. But there you go. He's getting a signature Fender. Who do you think needs a signature guitar that doesn't have a signature guitar currently? I mean, I'm going to throw it out there and I'm going to say Joe Bonamassa.
Does that mean I have to respond with Slash?
Indeed. It's top trumps, this, isn't it?
I mean, like, if I'm thinking about signature guitars, like, there's not many people that are iconic guitarists that don't have a guitar.
Yeah, guitar companies are hot on that, aren't they?
They are. I mean, I guess you could go for some of those kind of. I mean, personally, for me, I'd love to see PRS finally do a Davey Knowles signature, because he's been one of their signature artists or their endorsees or whatever you want to call it for the longest time. And all right, he uses a vintage telly a lot of the time on his tours, and he's used like vintage Strats and stuff, but he always has a PRS. And whether it's for one song or the entire set, he'll play. So I would love to see PRS do a Davey Knowles, just so that I can say there's finally a Manx person with a signature guitar.
Yeah, fuck it, make a Silver Sky version of a vintage telly for him.
Yeah.
Like, people would eat that shit right up. Like,
absolutely.
If there was a PRS vintage telly, because I love the Silver Sky. It plays fantastically. It plays better than it's got any right to do. They do that like a telly version. Fuck me, I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially if they do an SE one 3 years later.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'll hold out. I'll hold out a little while. I could afford maybe like £700 for an SE vintage telly. Oh, that'd be wicked. Yeah, I'm changing the question. Can we just get that? Can we get a Telecaster in the SE range? I'd like to see. I'd like to see the Thin Lizzy boys have their signatures, because I don't think they ever did. Scott Gorham and Brian Robinson. Never remember his name. Those two, they need signature Les Pauls. I think they might have missed the peak of the popularity of that one.
Yeah,
by 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I mean, Live and Dangerous was only released 15 years ago, surely. Surely. No.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, was that released just before or just after Phil Lynott died?
No, that was well before. That was kind of mid-70s.
I know it was recorded, but was it released that early?
Yeah, because they released a live album after that. They released Live, and that was with... it mainly had John Sykes and Scott Gorham as the guitar duo, but they also, because it was like their final like live performances, they had Gary Moore on there, they had Brian back. I think they even had Eric Bell on for a couple of songs as well.
Okay,
so it's like greatest hits. Oh man, but I weren't even alive when that was being recorded, so I missed that gig. I would love to have seen that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could talk far more about bands that I wish that I could see, but there's dead members now, than I could about bands that are still around and all of the members are still alive.
I see. Yeah,
I struggle with that.
Yeah, I could name the majority of like the members of quite a few bands from the 70s. If you ask me to name any of the members of Coldplay, who I believe are still around.
Chris Martin is their singer.
Yeah.
And I only know that because he also shares a name with a footballer who is also called Chris Martin.
Yeah, look, he's the high profile version, isn't he? He's the one.
But I mean, I would say that I'm a fan of the Arctic Monkeys. I quite like a lot of their stuff. I know of Alex Turner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, shit.
But who are the rest of them?
Alex Turner's mates.
And like for the longest time, like I was quite into Muse, and I could name. So it was Matt Bellamy, and then I always used to call the bass player Chaz, but his name is Chris. And I think it's Wallerstein or Wallenstein or something along those lines. But I can't remember who the drummer is. And I was massively into Muse, loved all their stuff, and then they started releasing trash.
Yeah, I can't argue with you.
And
I mean, it all kind of homogenized, didn't it? It all became the same songs over and over again.
Yeah, it was, and like they. So the thing that kind of killed it with Muse, like The Resistance, was the last album I actually enjoyed, and they brought in physics terminology in terms of like one or two songs was about it and the kind of the title of the album, and then the next one was called The Second Law, and they were talking about fucking thermodynamics. I don't want to hear you singing about the thermodynamics. It's just nobody wants to listen to that.
Oh, I didn't want to learn about thermodynamics when I was in university, and I was sitting in a class on thermodynamics.
Exactly. So,
I don't want it forced into my music.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk about fucking entropy in the middle of their fucking rock music. It's just, I mean, I remember them releasing music recently. I haven't listened to it. I'm not interested anymore. They did 2 albums of shit music, and why should I keep trying?
That's it. Absolutely, I agree. And I think before we get any more shouty cloudy, we can end it there. We can end it there. We've done well considering that we didn't have anything new to talk about. So, hey ho, that has been our podcast for this week. Our Patreon backers, you guys are awesome. They are as follows: Mr. Andrew Bimson, Mr. Adam Yeomans, Mr. Doug Christ of 37 Effects, of Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and of the other one, Just Surprise Me. That's the one, Just Surprise Me podcast. We've got Mr. Huge Erection. We've got Mr. Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups, and we've got Mr. Brian Gower of the Tone Jerks podcast and the Second Button podcast. For as little as $2 a month, you can be part of that exclusive crew of fine young gentlemen. Yes, they are fine. Yes, they are young. Yes, they are gentlemen. One of them is an erection. You're being good company. So if you want to find me online, I am BudgetPedalChap. You can find me at Instagram, at Facebook, at YouTube. And YouTube is the home to the No Talk All Tone series and the home to the something else. No Talk All Tone Versus, which I believe this week features a fight to the death of the Joyo Uzi and the Behringer Metal Zone clone, the Ultra Metal.
Is that this week for me or this week for the listener?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, it is one of those. Yes. If I've timed it right. If I haven't,
it could be anything.
Could be anything. Might be. It might even be the Jed's Peds ultimate mindfuck. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's basically like the BEOD 2-channel version. And the array of controls go from left to right on the one side and then right to left on the other. So maybe I've done that one by now. If not, that's coming out Friday. Matt, we can find you at heel_MattQ at Twitter and Twinstagram.
Absolutely.
And that will be where we end it for this week. So from myself, Mr. BudgetPedalChap, from Mr. Matt Quine, say bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
It will be a tatty bye and good night for this week.
Bye.
Ta-da.
Got there in the end.
Why should you never argue with left-handed people?
Go on.
They're not right.